Okay, Torah concept in the New Testament: fornication, covetousness, filthiness, foolish talk is not for the saints. Okay, so Paul's exhortation in Ephesians 5 verses 3 through 4 calls believers to a life of holiness, avoiding not just overt sins like fornication and covetousness, but also this more subtler corruptions like false talk, coarse jesting, etc. So while the Torah doesn't use identical phrasing, it lays a strong foundation for these ethical boundaries that Paul is drawing upon, or he's drawing from the Torah and from its narrative. For example, fornication, sexual immorality is forbidden in Leviticus 18 and Deuteronomy 22. Detailed prohibitions on illicit sexual behaviors, like in Leviticus 18, including adultery and incest, uncleanness and ritual and moral impurity, we read in Leviticus 15 and Numbers chapter 5. Laws on bodily discharge, leprosy, moral defilement, emphasizing purity, okay? Covetousness, obvious one, right? And that is, you shall not covet in Exodus 20 verse 17 and part of the 10 commandments. And the 10th commandment forbids desiring another spouse or possessions. Next is Deuteronomy 23, dealing with filthiness and guarding our speech and conduct. There are the camp holiness, or the people's holiness laws in Deuteronomy 23 include avoiding indecent exposure and impurity. Foolish talking and guarding the tongue, Leviticus 19 verse 16 and Numbers 12 verses 1 through 10, provide prohibitions on gossip and slander and speaking against others. Remember Miriam's punishment, right? And then jesting and mocking and irreverence is condemned in the Torah as well, like in Genesis 21 and Exodus 32. Remember Ishmael's mocking of Isaac in Genesis 21, and the golden calf incident in Exodus 32. And this consistently emphasizes, what these things emphasize is that holiness in the body and speech and separation from impurity and idolatry, respectful, edifying communication, and avoidance of mockery, vulgarity, and irreverence. These things, there's all from the Torah, right? This aligns with what Paul is saying in Ephesians as becoming saints, as becoming the people of God, and that we are set apart and we are to be disciplined and thankful rather than indulgent and flippant about these things. Right? Again, this is how Paul taught Torah. The Torah has not passed away.